Yo, what's good, my wolf pack? Alpha the pack right here. And today in this video, man, I'm gonna be doing a review of Eden Zero, chapter 127, the Doomsday System. Now, look, man, in this chapter, it finally happened. It finally happened. We have been gifted. We have been blessed with the destruction of Dr. Muller. Okay, that sadistic bastard finally went down. Okay, in beautiful fashion, mind you. Okay, so jumping right into it, right? Um, the chapter starts off. We see Jen sitting outside of the medical room that Kleene's in. Okay, and we have Sister Ivry talking on which Ivry is having trouble healing Kleene because of her declining mental state. She's having trouble healing Kleene, and it's then that she gets the idea to dive into Kleene's memories to try to locate the area, the the specific location of Kleene's distress. Right. Originally, they were having trouble doing that because they didn't know where her pain was coming from, but due to Hermit's communication device coming back online, I'm assuming they heard the conversation that she and Wise had with Dr. Muller, and they were able to pinpoint where to go to inside of Hermit's memories. Okay, so Ivory dives 10 years into Kleene's memories, and we find out a little bit more about what went down with Jen, Kleene, and Dr. Muller. So apparently, 10 years back, Jen's and Kleene's parents, they funded Dr. Mueller's research facility. Okay, and when Dr. Mueller got arrested, they found out about all the crazy sadistic stuff he was doing with machines and such, right? And after he was arrested, they stopped all funds to his research facility. And so Dr. Mueller didn't like that very much. So when he broke out, he found where Jen's family was. He found where Jen's and Kleene's family was, killed their parents, and then kidnapped them and proceeded to experiment on them. Okay, at this point, I, I can't even be surprised. I can't even act surprised that this bastard, this, I understand a lot of people really wanted Jen to be the one to take down Mueller. But like I said before, he had no way of knowing that Mueller was on the planet. And when it comes down to it, would you rather go locate a monster that caused you pain or be by your sister's side that's potentially going to die? Personally, I believe that's where Jen should have been. Okay. But I'm sure some people are still going to be upset that Jen wasn't the one to take down Mueller. But you know, it's you can't make everybody happy. So, like I was saying, man, I wasn't even surprised at this point. This nigga Mueller was a complete psychopath, completely irredeemable, and it just made his defeat all the more satisfying. So we find out that this bastard killed uh, Jen's and Khalid's parents because they betrayed him in his eyes, and then he kidnapped Jen and Kleene and started to experiment on them, and that's why Kleene's mental state is so out of whack because she witnessed her brother get experimented on, basically cut into pieces, basically. Okay, and the chapter it bounces around a lot, but we see Hermit trying to hack into Dr. Mueller to try to shut down his tech body, but it doesn't have any effect. And Wise is throwing shots at Dr. Mueller, punching him, uh, shooting guns at him, firing bullets out of his mechanical arms. Nothing's really having an effect on Mueller, right? And it's at that moment where Dr. Mueller decides to set off a defensive system that was on Foresta called the Doomsday system, and it's basically where just a bunch of lasers just explode, fire up from beneath the ground of Foresta. Just it's just a bunch of lasers was just popping off, coming up from the layers, the ground of Foresta. What kind of defensive system that is, I have no idea because it doesn't look like it would help anything besides. It doesn't look like it would do anything besides wiping out all life on Forza. But I guess everyone was dead. Almost everyone was dead on Forza to begin with. But that's neither here or there. But he sets off the Doomsday device. I guess it was in case the robots went berserk. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get some more information on that. I don't know. So he, Dr. Mueller sets off the Doomsday device. Um, it's then where Wise is starting to struggle against Dr. Mueller because none of his attacks were having any effects. Mueller then uses his creepy robot tentacles to shatter Weiss's suit, and because Weisz can't really operate without his Arsenal suit, his body is paralyzed. Oh, and I forgot to mention, before that happened, Weisz managed to cut through Dr. Mueller's mechanical body with his Arsenal blade. And it's then that Dr. Mueller ripped through Weiss's Arsenal suit, and his body became paralyzed, and he delivered an electrical shock to Weisz. And Dr. Mueller was going on and on about how he's going to torture Weisz, make Herman watch, turn Weiss's brain to mush, and then Laguna, I gotta give props to Laguna, my man actually did something. He was actually useful. He actually did something. Laguna popped up on the scene. He utilized his water ether to shock Dr. Mueller, because his body was cut in half and all of his circuits were exposed. So, Laguna utilized his water ether to short circuit Mueller by wetting his circuits, and then Wise was hesitant on accepting help from Laguna, because Laguna is still resentful towards Laguna because he was with Draken, and he didn't initially want Laguna's help, but Laguna was all like, "Really, you don't need my help? It sure looks like you do." So Wise was all like, "Fine, whatever. If you're going to help me, at least use your water to carry me over to this bastard." And Laguna was like, "Yeah, all right." We're And Laguna was all like, "Yeah, all right," for a price. So he then carries him over. And Wyatt says that he tells Dr. Mueller that he's a piece of scum and that if he could, he would want to remodel him into a decent human being. But since they don't have the time for that, Wyatt just basically uses his ether gear to cause an explosion and just blow Dr. Mueller up from the inside out. That's what it looked like. He basically just caused an explosion in Dr. Mueller, killing him. I believe he called it a meteor crash, which I like that. It was a real cool design. I like the name of it. So he exploded Dr. Mueller, and Laguna was all like, "That move you just did was so vicious. It'll make your hero suit cry." And Hermit was all like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And then Y said, "I hate to break it to you, but Arsenal is the hero of justice outside of the suit I'm." And then Hermit interrupts him and says, "You're very cool." And it was all like, the way Hermit looks at Wise, I honestly think, okay, some people view them as a brother and sister. I honestly think that there's a possibility that Herman and Wise can end up together. I honestly, come on, the way Herman looks at Wise, I honestly think that there's the possibility that they can end up together. I'm fine with them having a brother and sister relationship or whatever, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way Herman is not feeling Wise. And it's weird too because I kind of ship Wise and Hamura, but at the same time, I'm leaning towards Wise and Herman. So it's like I don't know which one I like more, Wise and Hamura or Wise and Herman. So anyway, thanks to Laguna, well, with the help of Laguna, Wise is able to take down Dr. Muller. Okay, and so while while the Doomsday device was going off, Shiki was still talking to Xenolith. And while they're witnessing the lasers explode from the Earth or from the planet Score, I'm not smart. Okay, I'm not really sure what to call it. While they was watching the lasers explode from the ground beneath them, Shiki Xenolith tells Shiki that the Doomsday device has been activated, and before Shiki could get any answers out of Xenolith, Xenolith says there's no time to explain, and he ordered Shiki to leave the planet. And something happened where it looked like Xenolith shut down, but I'm assuming he transferred his mind to another machine. That's what I got from that because Shiki was trying to talk to him, but Xenolith wouldn't respond. And it was at that moment where Rebecca, Hamura, Happy, and Pino showed up on a motorcycle, and they all started to dip out of there. Shiki just grabbed Xenolith's robot body, and they all just started to dip out. And it's then that we got the conclusion of the fight with Dr. Muller. So I feel like it wasn't a very. The chapter didn't very. I feel like the chapter ended rather abruptly. So I was kind of hoping for a conclusion this chapter, but it ended with the Dr. Muller fight, so I'm guessing it's fine. But I'm assuming the next chapter would just be about the crew escaping the planet. But I kind of I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad about Foresta. Because at the end of the day, I was hoping that all of the robots we put down, Dr. Muller would be put down, and just the surviving population would be able to go back to a somewhat decent, normal life. But if all of the humans really were just destroyed, which looks like was the case, thanks to Dr. Muller being a dick and causing the robots to go berserk, Forza looks like it's gonna be destroyed. That's kind of well. I'm not mad at it. Eden Zero has been getting progressively darker lately. I was gonna say that's kind of dark, and Eden Zero has been getting darker lately. We've seen it, but at the same time, I feel kind of bad, man. It just goes to show can't always have a happy ending, I guess, man. But yeah, man, that was the end of the chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, man. I will see y'all in my next video. I'm looking forward to the next chapter, man. I'm hoping the next chapter is more long because it felt like the chapter was short. So I'm hoping we get more in the next chapter. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that I'm almost certain that Xenon just like transferred his consciousness somewhere else. So I'm sure now that Shiki is taking the body of Xenolith with him, that Xenolith is going to be a part of the crew, or he's at least going to stick with the crew for a little while. And Sister Ivry was still in Kleene's memories, so we still have the issue with Kleene to handle, because she still hasn't been cured yet. So I'm very curious as to what Sister Ivry is going to do in order to heal Kleene. And with that is the very last thing that we have going on in this Forest arc, and that's where I believe things will come to an end. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this chapter, man. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I'm saying? My only issue is that I wish it was longer. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, y'all. Peace.